The Orioles acquired Taylor Ward from the Angels in exchange for Grayson Rodriguez. Wow, are you kidding me? Lots of moving parts here. We'll get to Ward's fantasy value, but I think many first thoughts were that the Orioles just sold really low on Rodriguez, who is the former top pitching prospect in all of baseball for 1 year of Taylor Ward.
Yeah, 1 year of Taylor Ward. And like when you say Grayson Rodriguez, former top pitching prospect in baseball, he had a multi-year run as a top 10 prospect overall. And that was just like a couple years ago. So this isn't, remember back when Grayson Rodriguez was a top pitching prospect? This is still early in his career arc.
He turned 25 4 days ago.
And he had,
26.
The amount he had been healthy, he had been promising. He hadn't lived up to the full potential yet, but it was promising. So, like, there are only two ways to interpret this, I think. One is just the Orioles are nuts and don't know what they're doing, which is possible. I'm not ruling it out. But the more plausible interpretation is that there's something they know about Grayson Rodriguez that the three of us sitting here don't know. And obviously, he's been hurt a lot. He missed all of last year with a lat injury and then an elbow injury that needed a debridement surgery. And the lat issues happened a few times before. It cost him time in 2024, cost him time in 2022. So it's a recurring issue. And so, maybe they have reason to believe he's not going to be the same when he comes back. We have no evidence to say that, but that many injuries to that many critical components, it's possible. Maybe they just don't believe he can stay healthy anymore because there have been so many repeated injuries. But that, for 1 year of Taylor Ward, I have a hard time thinking that's worth it. Like, I'd rather gamble on the high upside pitcher with many years of team control unless I was confident he just couldn't pull it together. Because we've seen pitchers have stretches with where they can't stay healthy for a few years, and then they put it together and they're fine. It's not an issue anymore.
Garrett Crochet from 2020 to 2023, 4 full seasons, threw like 88 innings combined. He had never thrown more than 65 innings in a season at any level before throwing, 350 the last 2 seasons? I'm not saying Grayson Rodriguez is that talented or is going to hold up in that same way, but it's certainly not a 0% chance that Grayson Rodriguez stays healthy. So I think my initial reaction to this is, man, the Orioles must not have any confidence that Grayson Rodriguez can stay healthy. And they would know better than anyone. Like, they've been there. They've worked with him throughout everything. He has said he's going to be ready for spring training. I did see I'll find the study. There was a study looking at the results of MLB pitchers when they've had debridement surgeries in their elbow. Debridement is just shaving down a bone fragment and cleaning it up. And for a procedure that sounds somewhat minor, all things considered, the results were surprising. Most pitchers who come back from that, on average, lose about a mile per hour on their fastballs, and over the course of 3 years after the surgery. So, it's not a risk-free thing. But I don't know. It's weird because it's been, the 2 lat injuries and then this elbow debridement. 3 lat injuries and then the elbow debridement. The lat doesn't seem like this huge structural thing like the shoulder or elbow that we would be concerned about. So I don't know. The way I look at it is Baltimore is entering a season where I think they have a lot of pressure to win, to compete and make the playoffs and make a run and prove that this whole, I guess, didn't Mike Elias just get an extension or something?
That sounds right.
Or a promotion. But to prove that this whole thing was worth it, right? This whole tear down and rebuild and all that, all the hype around them. Yeah. I think there's a lot of pressure on that.
Yeah.
And when you look at it from that perspective, getting a sure thing makes sense. And I will say, I think the fact that the Orioles are in a position in entering 2026 where Taylor Ward is like not a luxury, is like a legit upgrade for them, is a pretty big indictment of the way the last couple of years have gone for them. Like this is not, this should not be a team where Taylor Ward should be an upgrade.
It's a theoretical upgrade. It's a theoretical upgrade because they do have an excess of pieces that should be comparable to Taylor Ward in that like a mid 700s OPS bat that doesn't add a lot of defensive value.
Yeah, he's like a 3-win player. Over the past 4 seasons, he's been 3 to 3.9 wins on Fangraphs, 3 of the last 4 seasons. And that's not nothing. But just
1 year of that.
Yeah, just 1 year of that as a 32-year-old. So there's a chance he just completely falls apart.
And he hit 36 home runs last year. But I don't think any projection system thinks he's going to get there. More like 25 to 30.
I would rather have
norm for him.
Rolled the dice on whatever I can get out of Grayson and just, hey, maybe Tyler O'Neill stays healthy.
You need pitching a lot more than hitting as the Orioles. That's the other
thing.
So
I think that just tells us they don't have any confidence in Grayson Rodriguez giving them anything.
It's the sort of deal, though, like if I see this deal go through in a dynasty league I'm in, my reaction is, I wish you had told me Grayson Rodriguez is available because I feel like I could have beat that offer.
Yeah. The early ADP for Grayson Rodriguez through 42 drafts is there have been more drafts than that done, but he hasn't been drafted in all of them. 406. So
that sounds about right.
Still very much so a wait and see, extremely late round flyer. For whatever this is worth, Angels GM Perry Manassian said that Rodriguez will be throwing bullpen sessions in January and is expected to be ready for the start of spring training.
Keep him on your late round radar for sure.
I might be higher on him than the consensus then because I have him 61st in my starting pitcher rankings. And maybe the Orioles' response to this trade is reason enough for me to lower him from there. But if he's healthy and and throwing at his normal velocity this spring, we have every reason to believe he's going to pick up where he left off. And where he left off was like everyone was drafting him as like a top 36 starting pitcher that year.
Yeah. Taylor Ward on the other side joins a crowded team, but what should be a better lineup, I think, overall with the Orioles here. He's coming off a career year where he hit 228, 36 homers, 103 RBI. The barrel rate was really good, 84th percentile. Chris, what do you think about the fit here with Taylor Ward in Baltimore?
It's fine. I think like Anaheim Angel Stadium, that's what they call it, is a pretty good hitter's park, better than Baltimore, I would say. But I don't know if that matters very much for Taylor Ward. He'll hit probably 5th or 6th in the lineup and should get to 25 to 30 homers and be the same kind of boring fantasy option he's always been. I don't think he's likely to finish as high as he did last season, but I also don't think he's likely to be drafted anywhere near that high, so it's fine.
The early ADP for Taylor Ward is 165 as the 38th outfielder. He's going just ahead of Steven Kwan, Dylan Cruz, Ian Happ, Jurickson Profar. So people are, I think, rightly not treating Taylor Ward like he's a 36 home run hitter. That ADP sounds about right. I'm not sure with this trade. Maybe it goes up a little bit just because I think it'll be a better team, but we'll monitor Taylor Ward's offseason ADP.
A couple more things that I should mention. Taylor Ward was significantly better on the road last year, and has been better on the road throughout his career, but Angel Stadium is generally considered a good place to hit. And I don't see this as a scenario where, okay, we're getting this guy out of a bad park, he's going to do better now. I don't think you should treat it that way.
Sometimes guys have bad seasons in good parks. It's not like for his career, it's very close to even.
Grayson Rodriguez has lower ADP than Simeon Woods Richardson.
Yeah, I'd rather take the flyer on Grayson.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I might have to work pretty hard to get his ADP to rise.
Scott's just going to hop in a bunch of drafts and just keep drafting Grayson Rodriguez.
Yeah.
For the rest of the Orioles, they do have a bit of a logjam. Their outfield right now, Taylor Ward, Colton Cowser, Dylan Beavers. At DH, they have Tyler O'Neill. They have Kobe Mayo at first. They have Adley Rutschman at catcher. And then, of course, they have Samuel Basallo, who could play catcher, first base, DH. Tyler O'Neill can't really stay healthy. Kobe Mayo, not really proven. So this feels like something that could work itself out pretty easily. I guess the one thing we know is Taylor Ward's going to play a lot. Hopefully all those kind of fringy names, specifically Basallo, play a lot too.
My biggest worry for fantasy with this deal is that it means Samuel Basallo doesn't make the opening day roster.
Oh, I'd be shocked if that, given the extension, I'd be pretty surprised if that happened.
I would be shocked, yeah.
All right, well, Dylan Beavers doesn't make the opening day roster.
Maybe. Yeah.
I think I would be shocked by that too.
Well, then they got to do something. They got to trade both of Mountcastle and O'Neill. I mean, maybe that happens.
They might non-tender Ryan Mountcastle.
Yeah, I think a non-tender for Ryan Mountcastle would make sense. I can't imagine, are they really worried about Tyler O'Neill at this point? He has 2 years left on that contract, but I think they've probably got to view it as a wash at this point. And just if they get anything out, if he gets hot, cool. But I can't imagine they're going to go into the season fretting about getting Tyler O'Neill at bats.
I am not an Orioles decision maker, but I would imagine Basallo has priority over someone like Kobe Mayo, who, look, neither has done anything so far, but Basallo is the more recent higher end prospect than even Kobe Mayo. So
Mayo was playing more than Basallo down the stretch, but I would agree with you. That's not the way it should be.